table, pour a dram or flight. Whiskey round table. Oh, Greg, Karen, and the whiskey wizard talking facts and tastings. They've got you covered. Whiskey round table. Oh.
Welcome to the Whiskey Roundtable. We are your hosts,
Big J.
Karen, Helen Keller,
Doug Dunbar.
What's up, kids?
and we
Hey.
are back. Second week
We
of
are.
Wild Turkey
Yes.
month. Second and last
Second
week.
and final.
That was a quick month.
I got
It
gypped
was.
out of my Wild Turkey this month.
Yeah.
I'm
we
very
do.
sad.
Usually we do three to four shows, depending on the date. But
Yeah.
we missed a week, right?
We
missed
did.
a week, so
We did.
this is our second and last. It was nice. The 13 year was a great show, and
yeah, and thanks again to Phil Weaver,
that's it.
master woodworking craftsman.
Cousin Phil, we had a great time. You did a great show. Thank you very much.
And
Thank you
your-
for the gifts.
Oh my gosh, we're using it tonight.
I sent him a picture of it. Yeah, his cutting board is being used for a nice assortment of meats and cheeses.
Well, Doug said that he wanted to use it for firewood, but I wouldn't let him, Cousin Phil.
I know.
So
Is that what you put your spicy sausage
Well, it's
on?
Greg's gift, so
too funny.
Is that your spicy sausage over there?
That's my spicy sausage.
Just curious.
My
Yep.
friends call me sausage, but you can call me spicy.
Abe Froman, the sausage king of Chicago.
Okay,
So
enough of that
Greg-
bullshit.
Greg,
Anyway,
what show is this?
this is our 26th show.
29th show.
I was so
That's-
damn close. If I was a hand
This is our
grenade,
29th show. We've
Yeah.
actually done 29 shows this year.
we
So
are
that
so
means-
far behind on
That
shows.
means, yeah, it means we'll probably be finishing up with something like 31, or if I do my count right, yeah.
I
So
think-
anyway,
I think we normally do like 40 some shows normally.
yeah, it's probably about right.
Yeah, we're a little on the.
Yeah, we had things
Shy
going on. Doug
side
had a
this
lot of
week.
traveling to do and all that stuff too as well.
Life
It is
happens.
what it is. Life happens. It is what it is.
So, Greg, I do want to point out you've got something hanging around your neck tonight. Do you want to talk about that, or are you not going to talk about that?
Well, it's my dog collar, and you've been putting the leash on. You know what I'm saying?
Honey, your dog collar would be like a whole lot freaking tighter. It would be up here.
I have a this is from a couple people in the audience here that are very good friends of mine. We all at one point worked together, and so we have Steve Galawan.
All right, Steve.
And Steve's done the show, and we've had Jimmy Falb on the show. So I'm going to let Steve, if you want to give us, come over here and sit down and give us a quick how these medallions came about. This is what happens if you get all the Dagos on here. Come on.
Ukrainian here.
All right.
Once again, Steve Galawan, everybody.
Steve, you
Whiskey
gotta
Roundtable.
move over this way a little bit there,
Yeah,
son.
How's that?
That's perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
So tell us how this all came about.
Well, I think it's got something also to do in your family too, but we'll start with how I found out about these.
Right.
And, Steve Starlight Lounge is another area that we do
Steve
frequent.
Starlight as an actual
Right,
lounge.
it's a lounge. It's
Come
not
over
as.
this way.
Right.
I just
And
see.
it's-
I'm going to sit on Doug's lap there
There
pretty
you
soon.
go.
There you go.
There you go.
And the
We're all
Starlight
friends.
Lounge is non-members. You have to be a member to be in the.
You have to be a
to
made
get
man.
in.
Okay, so actually these medallions, there's a abbreviation for them. It's 3Ms, or the made man medallion. So if you're wearing one of these around your neck, that means you're part of the club there, or you're
Correct.
made.
Correct.
Fabio in the audience.
He's got his on there.
Greg,
Yes, yeah.
Big G was a probie for a little bit, probationary, but
A trainee.
I think.
Well, it's because I like to do things my way, kids.
Yeah.
Message received.
That's how I got to the top.
But that's been some time ago when you got the medallion. But actually, these are from these were given out to audience members of Frank Sinatra's first show
Correct.
at the Richfield Coliseum.
Correct. And I was there
October-
today at the Richfield Coliseum property. Anyway,
Yes,
go
in
ahead.
1974.
Oh, you're
Correct.
kidding
It
me.
was opening night. Richfield Coliseum, all the VIPs who came to the concert were given these medallions
And
How did
nobody
you-
can go into the Starlight Lounge unless they have that medallion.
without supervision, correct?
Were you there? I can
He
you
was
tell
only
the story
6
about
then.
that?
He was like 6 then.
No, I was, how old was I? 11. But, so I think, I don't know if we saw these online. I think maybe G saw them or somebody saw these initially. I said, man, these are cool. They got Frank Sinatra on the front, his likeness, and on the back they got actually the Coliseum.
Coliseum.
Oh,
right.
how
Right.
cool!
So when I started getting these, we found them on eBay. We found them buy, sell, trade locally. And a lot of the places where I got them from, either they were shipped to me, were no big deal, but going to people's houses and they would tell me, hey, my parents, when they were alive, went to that concert and we just had these left over. We didn't know what to do with them. We didn't want to throw them away.
We'll call it the show.
Yeah, the
Instead of
show.
the concert.
So, the show. So, over the years, I bought probably a couple dozen of these
Sure.
just from going to different people's houses and getting them online. And then tonight, Greg, you told me something I didn't know.
I did. So, you know, the only time I wear this is when I'm at the Starlight Lounge.
All right.
Okay, to get in. And my mother had passed away, and then less than 2 years later, my father had passed away. So this was my mother's medallion because he took my mother to that show, and they were handing them out, limited editions, handing these out to so many people, and my mother got one. So
Did she throw her panties on the stage to get
thank
it?
God
No,
she
that's
didn't
Tom Jones.
because
Frank.
listen,
Wait, you don't remember his mother, do
the
you?
parachute's only so big, all right?
Oh,
So anyway, so I received my mother's medallion. This isn't the one, but I had the extra one. I did want to give you that medallion to take home. Okay, so I want you to take that when you leave.
Thank you. You know, I have
Okay.
that special case
Yes, sir.
and a lock and key at Starlight Lounge.
Right.
So they'll always be there. So
Always.
when you do come, I think I gave you one to wear when you come,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
that'll be there as well. So,
So
that's a story.
That's a
All
great
right. I
I guess
story.
that's all, folks.
all right.
All
I
right,
never
yeah.
knew that it had all of that behind it, so that's really cool. I will never make fun of the medallions again.
There you go.
There's my cameo. So
All right.
Okay.
All right. Thanks.
All right.
Thanks,
Thank
Steve.
you.
Thank you very much.
Very nice. Very nice.
How can you get? Can I get a drink around here?
No.
Is there a drink place I can get a drink? Oh, are we a whiskey show?
Yeah.
We are. We are still trying to finish off this Russell's Reserve from last week, the 10-year.
Well, I'm not trying to beat up on Doug's bottle, but I appreciate it, Doug. Thank you.
Oh, no. Not with the
We did the 13 last week
No,
was
I'm
our
just-
This
official.
was our
Well,
free.
no,
This is our
I understand.
pre-game,
I understand, but I was meaning that bottle specific.
Which I just
I heard what
happened
you
to
said.
see.
Yeah, go ahead.
Am I allowed to say what the current retail is on that?
On what?
On what?
On the 13.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I just looked at $636 on Fruit Bat. So
What?
And that doesn't mean
we
it's
didn't.
the.
We did not pay nowhere near that.
Oh yeah, I know.
It was
I
$100.
I was going to say $100 we spent.
$100.
Oh no, you paid probably the
And I was very
MSRP.
lucky to just happen to be in the right spot at the right time.
But that's what it would cost you if you wanted to get it.
And most liquor stores only got one bottle.
Oh yeah, I believe
So.
that.
Yeah, even
Okay.
last week, I know I was trying to run down where you could find it, and it was really nowhere in Northeast Ohio. I think that
The only release.
Pontiac or Geneva or something was the closest place you could have found it.
Yeah, it's
And that was limited supply.
limited.
So,
Very limited supply.
yeah.
So I was. It's a great story that I won't ever tell, but it was meant for me. So that's all I'll say. That's it.
That's,
What
all
else,
you,
kids?
that's all you got there, huh?
Okay, what we got on the scroll? What are you playing with?
Oh,
Easy, easy.
I'm taking the wrapper off the cigar. As we're I just said cigar. What are you smoking, G?
I'm smoking a Wrath cigar. So it's a full Maduro cigar. I didn't do the history on it. I've smoked many of these, and I love this cigar. Not only do I love this cigar, but you don't really see these in 660 series. So 6-inch long, 60 ring gauge. My favorite hand cigar. I always like to smoke stuff that fits my hand. So,
I don't think I've ever seen you smoke something smoke that before. That's
yeah,
a new one to me.
The Wrath is. And I forget who does the Wrath. It is. It's not Perdomo. I forget. I don't think it's Alec Bradley either. I just cannot pull it out off the top of my head. But I'll do some history while we're doing our thing.
I was gonna say I can look it up if you want.
No, let's move on.
So, Jen, I just want to say, Jen Boggs is sipping Ingram flagship. I can't say I'm familiar, but
Me neither.
I'm not surprised. And Phil Weaver, of course, is drinking Juice Bomb from Sloop Brewing Company, 6.5% ABV and 70 IBU, of course. So, Phil, you left a bunch of that beer in my fridge. I was expecting you to take beer with you. Instead, you left beer. So, so I guess whenever I do get those cabinets, cabinet, then you will have to remedy that. But
So Oliva does the wrap. I just was trying to get the tobacco on it, but sorry, kids. Nicaraguan.
okay.
Okay, with the Maduro wrapper. So that's all one leaf, if you will. All right,
There you go.
nothing to see here, kids. Move on.
No, that's good. So I'm just gonna kind of jump around here a little bit. So tomorrow we've got a busy day. Tomorrow we are going where?
We're going to Cleveland Whiskey, which has, if you didn't watch the show last week or the week before, so Cleveland Whiskey Distillery has jumped on board with the Whiskey Roundtable, and
Yeah.
so they are one of our sponsors, and tomorrow they have an open house. They are going to be closing that location and moving into a much larger location. And we've been invited to there tomorrow from 12 to 4 for an open house. It's just basically checking. I'm assuming, now I don't know what to expect, but I'm assuming we're going to be there, open house, to kind of maybe get a little bit of somewhat of a tour, so to say, and of the old building and this and that. And they will have drinks for there for tastings and stuff like that. But can I keep going, or?
No,
Yeah, well,
I just want to
we put
thank
the-
them for
yeah.
inviting us. I think that is
Exactly.
And-
great, and we're privileged to
And
be
they,
part
I
of
think
that.
we put the their promo thing on our Facebook page. It's got the QR code if you want to go on Eventbrite, and if you're interested in coming, you can register there,
All right.
and maybe we'll see you there. So
Awesome.
I did put that out there when Bob was here a few
Right.
weeks ago.
Yeah.
So,
that's what I used to get my tickets. So
There you go.
tickets
you
are
go.
free, and it's a nice event. I think they have something special that we might taste.
We'll see
So
what
again,
happens.
that's
Yeah.
tomorrow at noon.
Yeah, noon
Right.
to 4. So,
Noon.
yeah.
Awesome.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
I am too. Whiskey Roundtable gear, kids.
Who? What? Huh?
Tomorrow. Make sure you got your gear on.
Oh yeah. Then we got some
I
other
gotta
work.
get- I have to
It's
get
gonna be
some-
a big day tomorrow for the round table.
We're also going to talk, not to change the subject, I'm sorry, because this is how I am.
We're all over the place.
I know
It's
we are
okay.
all
It's
over
good.
the
It's
place,
good.
but I've just got to get. Sometimes I forget. I just got to bring it up when I remember it. We're on our time off. I know, surgeries, all that stuff. We are going to talk T-shirts and hats and different things. Not memorabilia. What do they call it?
Trinkets.
Merchandise.
Merchandise.
Merch.
Thank you very much. So we are definitely going to do that. Want to get that rolling, and then I'm also going to talk with Bob tomorrow about that as well. Maybe we can do some stuff for Cleveland Whiskey as well. So we're going to have that conversation off while we're off on vacation, so to say. All right.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Just
Yeah.
FYI. All right. Good deal.
Yeah, definitely.
What else we got, kids? Let's go.
We got Derek Pilarczyk saying
D-Boat.
OH.
I-O.
I will not respond to that. But that's okay. It's okay.
D-Boat.
Jennifer Boggs says what she's drinking. It's from Tennessee. It's part of Ingram Barge Company. Rolling on the River.
Rolling on the river.
Anyway,
Wow. Okay.
Phil Weaver can't wait for the merch to come in. So,
Awesome.
yeah, we will get it there
Yeah.
for you, Phil.
We'll
Absolutely.
make that happen for sure.
So, Wiz, anything to tell us tonight?
Well, yeah, I mean, I was looking at some of the comments and stuff online, so I think, we just wanted to say we want to be clear that we here on the Whiskey Roundtable, we don't suffer from insanity. We enjoy every minute of it. So. All right, so
Oh my!
I know I do.
So I think Karen, if you can, I think maybe before if we're ready to go to the next phase, then we can maybe do that promo real quick, and then we'll get into the introduction on what we're doing. So.
Do you want to? You're going to talk about it after, or you want to?
Yeah, let's just roll into it, and
Okay.
and then it's just a 2 minutes. So
All right, hang tight. We'll be right back.
right back. Hello, it's me, the Whiskey Wizard, with a quick note to you all. It's November, and I need to remind you of an early holiday gift idea. If you recall, last year I did a series about the Drinks by the Dram Whiskey Advent Calendar my kids got me as an early Christmas gift. Yes, last Christmas they did it again and got me the Boutique Whiskey Collection Advent Calendar. We realized the lead time to get these is such that they might not arrive in time for Christmas if you wait until later in December to order them. That's why I'm reminding you of this gift idea right now. I love my second Drinks by the Dram Advent Calendar so much that we recorded another 2-episode tasting series which will be aired this December. These tasting episodes have such a holiday feel I didn't want to air them in November before Thanksgiving, but wanted them to come out during our Christmas season episodes. Look, I do want to tell you to check out this option if you're looking for a great whiskey-oriented gift idea. If your whiskey appreciator is into American whiskeys like bourbon, then they have fantastic options for that. They also have old and rare, premium, single cask, and Japanese whiskey versions. There are even other options that include rums, gins, and vodkas if you know someone who would like those. These range from $100 to about $1,100. Last holiday season, I did find some of these on Amazon, which means you can get them possibly quicker than having them shipped from the UK. And they may have more local distributors than they did in previous years. But we should assume that supplies won't last long, so that's why I'm telling you now. We'll post the link again on our Facebook page, and if you order soon, you or your gift recipient may have a whole month or a half a month of nightly drams to share as things lead up to the Christmas holiday. All of us here on the Whiskey Roundtable want you, our audience, to be as informed as possible and to not miss out on any opportunities out there for whiskey lovers or those who love a whiskey lover. We look forward to sharing the upcoming holidays with you all.
I'm gonna roll in.
All right, you're gonna roll in.
I'm gonna roll in.
What are you rolling in with?
I just wanted to throw out a shout out to Debo Rollin' Smoke Barbecue, one of our sponsors. Apparently,
One of our great sponsors.
his wife Jenny, nurse, does a lot of great things for a lot of people, and the two boys, Trevor and Shady Grady. Listen,
Okay.
kids, I got a couple words for you. Clean your room. Okay, let's move along, kids.
So, Doug, you want
Little punk
to
asses.
talk a little bit about
Yeah, just
the
that.
promo?
The promos. Just the reason I wanted to do that is to introduce that boutique whiskey. You know, it's these Drinks by the Dram. They have these advent calendars, which are fantastic gifts. I've got 2 of them. I've loved them both. The next 2 Wizards are really about, featuring the most recent one I got last year, and it's kind of a holiday thing. But I didn't want to wait till into December, because then if you were interested in looking at that as a gift for somebody or for yourself, it might be hard to get before Christmas. So anyway, that's
And
why
they do go fast, because I
They
was
go
looking
fast.
at those last year,
Yeah.
and
They're expensive too. I mean, this year I've
They're-
looked
there's
them
a-
up.
Yeah,
They're a couple $100.
they're anywhere from 100 to they go all the way up
I'm
to 1,500 depending on.
I understand, but
Yeah.
if I'm gonna spend a couple $100, you know what I'm bringing home? A couple of cases of booze, but it's gonna be stuff that we
Yeah.
could all enjoy.
Yeah.
So, but anyway.
What's nice about them is it's a nice assortment of stuff you can't really. They're all unique in most cases from what I've experienced on the 2 I've had. So, a lot of fun. So anyway, what we're doing tonight. What are we doing, Karen?
Oh, tonight. Well, you know what? Why don't we just let the bottle cam?
All right. We'll take a
Speak
quick
for that.
ride on the bottle cam. We'll be right back.
Hey everyone, it's time for the bottle cam. The bottle cam.
Sorry, we were talking about very private things, and I took a while to come back off of mute because not everybody needed to hear that.
Nothing to see here, kids. Nothing to see here. I just got to give a shout out to Derek's kids one more time.
One more time.
Listen, I know you guys are all jumping for joy and having a good time, but listen, you're almost 16 years old. I mean, it's time to get your shit together. But anyway, I'll just talk to you later. Bye.
I know you're 7. I know you're 7. A J-O-B.
Oh, my
Get
goodness.
a J-O-B.
Little punk asses.
So wild turkey, rare breed, barrel
Wild
proof.
turkey, rare breed, barrel proof. So yes, this is a wild turkey product because it is November,
Right.
and we are trying to advertise the turkey, and it is one of my favorite bourbons that's out there. So it's actually kind of interesting that rare breed is the last almost wild turkey product to get into the rye groove, I guess you could
Yeah.
say. They've already done the Wild Turkey Rye 81 and 101 proof. They've got the Russell's Reserve 6-year in barrel, single barrel ryes, and they did a 2019, which I haven't seen this, Master's Keep Cornerstone Rye.
Now, we have some
Yeah,
we
they
have
have
some
some-
master keeps, but
They're,
We don't have the Cornerstone.
those are
we
really
don't. But they're,
expensive.
listen, they're so out of sight on price.
Yeah.
With the big surge of bourbon and whiskeys, if you will, it's almost impossible. I am not going to hunt those anymore for now. It's just too much.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't travel as much as I used to, but, you know, as we all know that, you know, a
Hey,
trip...
you just went to Richfield today.
A trip, I know. But a shopping trip for me is a lot of money. But you know what? We just kind of settled down for now because I just wanted the craze to go
Yeah.
away. Listen, I'll work my angles. I'll be just fine. So
No, but I love my Master's Keep. That is...
yeah, that Master's Keep is great.
Oh,
we have a few
Look,
different bottles.
I had a
couple
feeling
years.
you might have.
We have
one or
yeah,
two
one or
around,
two
but-
over there.
So this is a what?
No, I'm just laughing. One or two. Go ahead.
This is. I think this. When did this come out? Was it like
Well,
last
I'm
2021?
not quite
Okay, all right.
there yet.
right.
So I wanted to give a little wild turkey information.
Okay.
So I didn't want to go down the Jimmy and Eddie Russell. I think we've been there,
Yeah.
done that
Sure.
a lot.
Sure.
But I think Wild Turkey is one of the more popular American bourbons that's out there. So I thought it would be interesting to just come up with some pop culture that
Nice.
Wild Turkey has been in. So as far as music goes, and I'm not a huge fan, I know who they are, but I'm showing you the cover of a Pantera album called Reinventing the Steel. And it actually shows a shirtless man jumping through the fire holding a bottle of wild turkey. Now, the wild turkey's been pixelated out because they didn't want to infringe on any licensing there. But just in case, you know, you guys have that album or that CD or whatever, go check it out. See if you can kind of tune in and see that wild turkey there. In literature, one of my favorite books and or movies is Stephen King's It. And when asked what the bar whiskey is, the bartender replies, "For everyone else in this dump, it's Four Roses. But for you, I think it's Wild Turkey." And in the movies, you could see that Wild Turkey is the drink of choice in such films as First Blood, Mystic River, and The Punisher.
Right.
So,
Punisher's
yeah.
cool.
Oh, one of my favorites. But yeah, so it has really made its mark in pop culture. There's a lot more out there to, if you want to check it out, you can see where they've.
In my personal opinion, I may be off kilter, so to say, but in my personal opinion, I think Wild Turkey is one of the last distillers, so to say, American owned. They brought out a lot of great products in the last few years, but they really never strayed to. I don't mean this in a bad way. I mean this in a very good way. They've never really strayed from the recipe, so to say.
And they didn't
when
get
you
on
drink
board
it, you
with
know it's still Wild Turkey.
Jim jump on every craze in the industry going
They
on.
just did their thing.
Flavored whiskeys, and they stuck to what they know and kept it.
They have good products, and that's why we have a lot of their products. So
Yeah.
And they're very, like you said, they're very consistent.
Absolutely.
You can always tell, and I know we do this, and you guys put me to the test a lot, but I can always tell a Wild Turkey product.
Sure.
It's got a very unique, distinct flavor to it.
It's still got that. I won't even say most of their big products. They still have a little bit of a bite, so to say. More
But
of
in
a
a good
traditional,
way.
but in a good way.
Yeah.
Right. We go back to Jack Daniels. We talk about that. I know it's Wild Turkey month, so don't be hating on me. But even they have come out of the closet, so to say. But you still know when you're drinking a Jack Daniels product. You know.
Yeah, because of that. Well, actually, there's a lot of Tennessee whiskeys now have it, that charcoal maple filtering, and that's what we think of with Jack Daniels. But yeah,
But I was very impressed with the 13-year, man. It was great.
Oh, fantastic!
It was a
And,
great show.
Worth all the I guess acclaim that it has. So.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to this one tonight. I don't think I've never had this. And as you guys might recall, the Russell's, I think it was a single barrel select bourbon that was one of the highest things I've scored on the show.
Right.
It was
Exactly. I thought I would never see. I thought we would
4.75
never
or
see that.
something. Yeah,
So to say.
4.8, something like that. So yeah, I mean,
So, what do you got,
It
Karen?
has become a crowd favorite.
yeah.
Okay, so yes, we are doing the rare breed barrel proof rye.
Yes.
It is 112. What are you drinking my Long Branch for?
I ain't touching nothing. Just you got a job to do. Just get it done, girl. Just get it done.
Don't be
Don't
looking
worry
over
about
there.
me.
You can pour me some in there. Okay, this is 112.2 proof.
Oh,
Hey now.
God, I haven't heard that noise since prom. Whoa!
Oh my gosh.
I have to
shit.
recompose myself
Damn.
now.
What do you expect? This is the Whiskey Roundtable.
Right.
So, Wild Turkey uses a single mash bill for all their standard rye products, including this rare breed rye. This is the first ever barrel proof rye for the company, which I thought was unique because they've been around for 100
Decades.
years. Yeah. It's also non-chilled filtered, which joins Russell's Reserve Single Barrel Rye and the Cornerstone Rye as the company's other non-chilled filtered brand. So this just might be as close as I'm going to get to the Master's Keep Cornerstone Rye.
All that for that.
Maybe yeah.
Might be. So this is barely a rye though.
Okay.
It's 51% rye.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Where are you seeing? Where are you reading that at? I just wanted to.
I just
follow.
took my notes.
Oh, I'm sorry, honey.
No,
I was just trying to see
you're
what.
fine. You can use.
I
can
wasn't
you
paying
read
attention to the mash bills.
that? The mash bill. So it is 51% rye, 37% corn, 12% malted barley, and it retails for about $60. And what I could find, Doug, I think this came out about 2019, 2020.
Okay. All right. Maybe that's about right.
Did you find something?
Yeah, I know their bourbon was 21 last year. So.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah.
So, for those of you that are interested in trying this, what I'm trying to do now is let you guys know where you can find this.
Great idea.
So, went to the OHLQ website. For you East Siders, you can find it at Chagrin Valley Beverage. Our friends over there, Greg, thank you. At Giant Eagle, they have it in Solon, Streetsboro, and Willoughby. You can also get it at Green Road Liquor in University Heights. West Side, Giant Eagle has it over there too. It's at Rocky River, Brunswick, and Parma. You can also find it at Simone's Beverage in Lakewood and Minotti's in Fairview Park.
And Jennifer, for you there near Louisville, just go anywhere.
Yeah, right. All right, kids, what are we
All
doing?
right, that's what I got, guys.
All right.
We passing it
Hey,
out?
one thing I wanted to say.
Yeah.
You mentioned the characteristics of wild turkey. You there's a common thing. And I think one of the things in looking at what they do, they're very big on their yeast. And they take a lot of pride in the yeast strains that they use, and they cultivate those, and like they even keep backups in their refrigerators at home. The Russells do, just to make sure that no matter what happens, they'll always have those. So that's part of their process they say is important. You know, that whole mash process with the yeast is a very important step for them in getting the flavors they want. So,
Correct. All right.
all right, let's try it.
All right, kids. You guys got your products over there?
All right.
One for you.
Oh, merci.
Beaucoup. One for me.
All right.
I would say this is probably a 3-char. What do you
I would
guys
say
think?
I think it's 3-char, in my personal opinion.
It's a nice color. Again, did we? Do we know what the age is on this, or is that?
There's no age statement
I
that
think
I was able to
mostly
find.
when I've read it, they're pretty good though. 6, 7, 8 kind of.
They are, they range it somewhere in the 4 to 8. I'm sorry, 6
See,
to
again,
8 here.
they might brag about that, but they don't. They don't even bother. But I think
I-
most of this whiskey is for good age.
I'm gonna say apple front caramel.
What is a 3-char?
3-char. So the barrel. So every barrel is charred. Okay, not every single barrel. So every barrel is charged. I know I do. Just listen to me.
Lit on fire.
Lit on fire. Okay, and like if you ever seen Jim Beam Ghost, it's a very almost like a clear, but it's got a little bit of that yellowness to it. That's what they call a toasted, if you will. But it's how long they char the barrel. So there's different. There's 1 char, 2 char, 3 char, 4 char. 4 char being the hardest char, meaning like burned up wood, so to say.
Actually, Buffalo
So-
Trace did a 7-char.
Correct.
I was just looking for my notes
But
on
that's
that.
1 in a million.
But that's
So-
I think it goes from 1 to 7. 7 is the hardest char.
So
But
this
you're right. 4
three-
is called the gator char.
So most in my personal opinion, most chars are 3-char. That seems to be the sweet spot of the oak barrel that lets off when that whiskey sits into that barrel, brings out all these different, one of the best flavors, if you will, da 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 da. So you get all the different types of flavors from the oak barrels. Now, there's many different oaks in a barrel. Okay, so when you do, which I'll show you next time we do a Wizard show or one of the commercials, I have some staves of the actual barrel, which will dictate, how charry it is. It just like when they filter it out of the barrel, they get all that charcoal, if you will, all the burn up pieces and all that stuff comes out of there. But that's what this is. So that's how that comes about. So
the darker
the darker,
more
the
char,
darker, the
whiskey.
deeper the char. Right. Does that make sense?
So and so the end result's a combination of that and how long it's been.
How long it's been in the
Right,
barrel.
so-
Right.
That barrel can only be used one time, right? For that.
For
batch.
bourbon,
For bourbon,
for American
right.
whiskey, and then it gets sold to Scotland or some
All whiskeys come from used
Yeah.
barrels. All bourbons come from brand new barrels.
New oak.
Scotch
New oak.
whiskey.
One use
Right.
only.
Okay. All right, kids. What are we doing?
No, that was a great question, Jimmy. Thank you for
Yeah.
bringing that up. A nice little.
Okay,
setback
so
there.
I'm getting on the nose. Of course, there's lots of oak, but that
Right.
spicy rye, maple sugar, caramel, and I'm getting a little leather.
I'm not getting any leather. But
I'm getting apple, green.
I said green apple. I go with that.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. I heard you say
Caramel.
that. We
It's light on the ethanol on the nose, in my personal opinion.
Yeah. because for the proof,
It's kind of heavy. It's kind of a
For
heavier.
112, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get a lot of. There's not a lot of burn or ethanol.
Is that a 112?
It is a 112.2.
Oh.
Sookie, sookie.
Sookie,
Um,
sookie.
Are you guys getting anything?
I get the apple.
You get the apple?
Do you? I can't find any fruit here.
I'm on the opposite end of the couch, but I almost smell like pepper or something.
You could-
Steve's getting
Yeah.
pepper for those of you that may not be able to hear him.
Okay, so that could be your ethanol.
Yeah,
Your
it smells more like pepper or something.
Right. Okay. Spicy. Okay, I get it. All right, kids.
Okay,
What
so
we got?
the notes on the nose: flushed with lemon. I'm not getting any lemon. Green apple, melted caramel,
Green apple,
and
good
pie
caramel.
crust.
Oh.
Cinnamon, black pepper. Steve, look at
There
you.
you go, son. There you go.
And rye grain, and they say even some Lipton's tea.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't get the.
Well, that's pretty discerning if you can tell what brand of tea.
I smell a little Lipton tea here with
Not
a little bit of
not
tipsy,
Twinings.
tipsy
It's
tea.
definitely Lipton.
Green Lipton tea.
I smell grainy.
I do get-
I smell
I am-
grainy, a little bit of grainy.
I do
panties in
get.
here.
I would say it's a little orange zest, maybe. Now I'm getting. But are we ready to taste?
We are, because we're
Okay.
done beating all this up. Let's do it.
Shoot, let's do it. Oh, so I am a rye fan, a huge rye fan, and
That's nice.
wow, this doesn't taste like a wild turkey product to me.
Well, it's different. It's good though.
It's
I mean,
sweet.
it is very sweet actually.
Yeah.
Which ryes
Toffee,
usually
yeah.
are sweet. You know.
Well, they're dry. They tend to be
no,
dry.
it's definitely got a dryness on the
It
finish.
does.
But yeah, so I still get that. Even on the taste, I definitely like toffee, and I'm getting still some of that tobacco, but or I get a little more of the citrus zest.
And that might be the lemon.
I was just gonna say, on the finish, it is definitely a lingering lemon.
Yeah,
That's good, but you get that
yeah.
you get that citrus out of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a long time for me to ever, we talked about lemon in the past with different bourbons and this and that. I never ever have ever got that in the tasting notes, but I do get it out of here. It's like a warm, like a how do I say it? A temperature, regular temperature, like you put your butter out or your whatever, like an egg or whatever, but it's just got that warmth of a lemon to it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I would
Does it make
agree.
sense to you?
No, it does. It definitely makes sense to me.
Yeah, like if you had a hot cider or something with
Yeah.
citrus in it. I agree with you. It's kind of more like that than a lemonade kind
Right.
of citrusy
but
thing.
you
It's
get that
very warm and
lemon juice out of it,
Yeah.
if you will.
Or if
Yeah.
your Lipton tea kind of cool.
or lemon in your tea. There you go. If you have lemon in
Well,
your
if this is
Lipton
lemon
tea,
in the tea, I'll be stocking up at the
Lemon
office.
and
We'll be
Lipton.
Damn
teabagging
sure.
you all later.
Oh.
oh my gosh.
Jimmy and Steve, anything you want to say about the palette that you're getting on this that we
We have a
haven't?
little heat to begin with, but a very smooth finish.
It is a great finish. It really
Yeah.
is. And it's a long finish, I think.
It is,
in my
nice
personal
and-
opinion. What do you got there,
What do you think, Dares?
Goomba?
I have a heated pepper pie crust.
Okay.
Oh,
Tastes like to
Okay.
me.
Wow, let's write
You
that
taste
down.
that pie crust taste,
Mhm.
Yeah.
but you still have the spice of the pepper in it first, and then the pie crust second.
Mhm.
That's what I'm getting. I'm not getting the lemon or the caramel or the. I mean, that's
All right, well-
two strong flavors.
Well, don't
Yeah.
drink it all because I got to pour it back in the bottle. But anyway, go ahead.
Oh. Oh, no, you did.
Greg will be collecting it during the next commercial.
Pass them up, son. No, just kidding. Go ahead.
I don't get the smoke that Doug's talking. I don't
Yeah.
get.
I didn't get any smoke.
No, I don't
either.
get any smoke. I didn't
thought you
say
said you
smoke.
got smoke.
No.
Oh, okay.
That might be my cigar.
Rice spice and toffee on the
Alright.
palate with some citrus.
What do you?
It's really it's a I'm struggling with the adjectives here today, but
You
you
get
know.
the pepper though?
Yeah, I get what you're talking about. I would call
I
that
could
rye.
say-
To me, that's like that rye
That's-
spice.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's spice right there.
But
I agree.
yeah, I mean, definitely there's that rye spice, which is often a lot like black pepper, but it's that coarse, dry
All right.
flavor that's why we like rye. I think
I agree.
I do. And I
So-
like that.
Go ahead.
I would say, Greg, you said you thought it had a long finish. I will say I think it has a short to medium finish. I don't think it stays with you very long.
It stayed with me for a while, but again, everybody's palate is different.
No, I know. I just wanted to point that out. It hit me a little bit differently. On the palate, lemon with burnt caramel, black pepper, clove, grass, and menthol in tow. I got no menthol.
And
in
I'm
that.
usually clove is one of those things I like. I don't,
Yeah.
not quite getting it, but hey, definitely has some of that rye baking spice kind of stuff going on. And but on the whole, this is just really nice. But
I like it. You know what? For 112 proof, I think in my scale, 112 proof is high, but this does not
Doesn't drink like
hit me
100.
No, you
with
would never-
112 proof.
if
I'd
you
say
drank
maybe
this
100.
blindfolded and tried to guess the
Right.
proof, you wouldn't say
I'd
come
say
up
maybe
with
like
something.
100,
Yeah.
105, maybe.
Okay.
The finish is cinnamon, black pepper, nutmeg, and charred oak.
I get the oak
Yeah.
out of it. I won't say charred oak, but I do get the oak out of it. you know.
Yeah, I don't get anything.
And we don't
like-
usually talk about oak, vanilla, or caramel
'Cause that
because it's
goes-
so prominent in
It's
just
almost
about
a
every
given
bourbon you
on an
get.
American
Exactly.
whiskey. Yeah, that.
So
But so yeah, just a note. We do usually kind of skip those things, even
We
though
do.
they're probably there. We just because they're almost always there, and we might comment if they're not there. You know,
Exactly.
when it comes
yes.
to an American whiskey. So.
all right.
Well, let's do one more bottle cam just to remind everybody, and then we will do the scoring.
We'll be right back, kids.
Hey everyone, it's time for the bottle cam. The bottle cam.
I know. No worries.
All right. Well, we had to redo the first bottle can because
We don't know why, but
Apparently, our second bottle cam left town.
I don't
but
know
anyway.
what happened.
What had happened was,
no worries, no worries.
But we get creative, and that's live for you.
Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead first on this one. I do like this a lot. I mean, you know, maybe not as much as the Russell's Reserve Single Barrel Select bourbon that we did 2 years ago, but hey, this is really good, and it's up there close to that must-have on my shelf. I'm going to just go just slightly under that at 3.95. So
3
it's a very
Nine.
well-rounded, high for its high proof. It's very smooth. It's just it's easy to drink, and it's just got a lot of complexity. For me, it was a little hard to pick things out, but there's still ample complexity to make it worthwhile. So
I need some time to think, so skip over me.
we can go with
Okay.
Greg.
Doug, I'm going to be a little less than you.
Okay.
I'm going at a 3.9,
Okay.
and
Oh, that's
I
pretty-
didn't get a lot out of it, and I mean I got a lot of it, but not what I was expecting, so to say. Great product. I think it's well worth the money. That's why we have it, and
$60 just
yeah,
to
I mean
reiterate.
it's a great drink for that, but 3.9 is where I'm at.
Okay.
I couldn't pull out a lot of stuff. But what I did pull out was what I enjoyed.
Yeah, but it's all pleasant.
Sure.
There's nothing.
So
There's
that's
no
good.
off flavors. There's nothing that's disagreeable about anything. So
There's not a lot of complexity to it, and I will say that, but I think it's sweet and it's warming. I think it's a perfect winter
I agree with that. I
Yeah.
took the words right out of my
Perfect.
mouth. I was just getting ready to say that.
winter whiskey,
Yeah.
bourbon. It is a Wild Turkey product, so I'm gonna give it a 4.0
Oh,
because
Wow.
it's Wild Turkey, and I just think anything that's a Wild Turkey product, you have to have on your shelf, and you have to represent the Russells.
all right.
okay.
Jimmy, Steve, you guys have a score in mind?
I like how much I like it on the nose. I really like it on the nose. And initially, not so much, but the finish was good, so I'll give it a 3.5.
Okay.
3.5 for Jimmy. Okay.
All right, Mr. Steve.
Well, I'm not overly impressed. It is a nice bourbon, though. Would not be on one of my top shelf choices. However, it's a little bit different than I'm used to drinking. Probably
Okay.
because it's a rye. I'm not a big rye fan.
Okay.
Initially, it starts off to be hot, very shortly lived. You get that pepper hit, and then after you let that go for a little bit, then you get those other undertones. Like I said, I get taste that like pie crust or something taste to
Sure.
that after that, and maybe a little bit of oak at the end.
Gotcha.
So it's not a overly powerful type of bourbon in a distasteful way, but not one of my favorites. But I still think it's worth about a 3.75 to me.
Okay. 3.75 for
Very
Steve.
respectful.
So if you didn't hear him, which you probably didn't, I mean, he liked it came off as peppery to him. It wasn't his favorite, but he's not big on ryes, but you kind of got the heat and a little of the pie crust flavor. So
Nice recap there. Look at you listening.
yeah,
So you're a Booker's guy.
Booker's would be, probably my favorite.
Okay.
I know somebody else
Don't
in the
some of
audience
those
that would
don't
agree
some of
with
those
that.
tend to be very hot?
No.
Okay. So that again, that's the difference with palates.
Exactly.
And that's what I was trying to get out of you. Okay.
Ask-
Perfect.
Ask Booker Boggs. 'Cause,
Sure. Oh, Booker
Yeah.
Boggs.
Look
You
at
got a
that.
new name, girl.
Booker Boggs. That's what I'm talking
You've
about.
just been coined.
Yeah.
Booker Boggs.
The Booker's, to me, is very pleasant. It's not hot. Has a lot of vanilla undertones, which I really like.
Mhm.
And if I can drink it and enjoy it, Judy loves it, and she's not a drinker at all.
Right.
She can drink that.
See where I can't
Yeah.
drink that. Booker's.
Just the
Yeah, you've said you. that's not
I
some-
just isn't my palate. So there again goes back
Yeah.
to people's palates. Everybody's palate is different.
yeah.
So that's why I asked you that question. I wanted to hear what your answer was. So it's fantastic. Exactly right. Booker Boggs. Listen,
Yeah.
from now on,
Jennifer-
Jennifer, always put on there, not Jennifer Boggs, Booker Boggs.
Booker Boggs. She says because Booker's is effing awesome.
Yes, yes. She has a whole wall devoted to Booker's.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess this.
I say very respectable scores.
Yeah, I mean, still, I mean, yeah, it's a hard one for me because I feel like there's a lot going on there, but I can't parse it all out like I usually can.
There is, it is not complex, but it's good at the same
Yeah,
time.
the nose was very inviting. It made me want to drink it, which is always a good sign. So anyway,
And plus, I bought it, so it's got to be good.
it's Walter.
It's gotta be good.
I was with this hot salami over here.
Oh,
Hey now.
whoa,
Hey now.
my gosh. Okay, so I guess is it time for the wizard tonight? We are talking about. This is kind of it is a repeat, but it's our Thanksgiving wizard episode. So Wild Turkey and Thanksgiving. We'll see you guys back here in just a few minutes.
See you in a minute, kids.
Whiskey Wizard. It's the Whiskey Wizard.
Hello and welcome to the Whiskey Wizard, where we say that whiskey making takes scientific knowledge and artisan skill and dedication and a bit of the wizard's alchemy of light, air, earth, and fire. Tonight we have something of a special salute to go along with the Whiskey Roundtable's last episode before Thanksgiving. So we're going to take a look at the namesake of the great whiskey brand we've been featuring over this month of November. And as we'll see, it's a perfect emblem for an American whiskey and in many ways a very good emblem for America itself. First off, the wild turkey and the muscovy duck are the only two domesticated birds native to the New World and the Americas. The turkey's original range is believed to be southern United States and northern Mexico. In the early 1500s, European explorers brought home wild turkeys, as the native people they encountered had already domesticated them. Turkeys quickly became popular on European menus because of their large size and great flavor, enriched by their diet of wild nuts. Later, when English colonists settled on the Atlantic coast, they brought the domesticated turkeys with them. In fact, the English name of the bird is probably due to early shipping routes that started in western Spain and ultimately passed through the country of Turkey on their way to delivering the birds to European markets. And so it seems the name stuck. I always thought the two names were just a coincidence. Turkeys are the largest members of the galliforms, which are species of ground-dwelling birds that include grouse, pheasants, and of course the chicken. Turkeys exhibit the trait of sexual dimorphism, meaning that males are much larger and more brightly colored than the females. Adult males can reach 24 pounds, whereas hens rarely reach more than 12 pounds. Males provide no care for their offspring, and the hens care for them for a few days to weeks until they can forage and feed for themselves. The chicks gang together in groups of several hens and their offspring, with groups sometimes reaching as many as 200 individuals in winter. Wild turkeys' numbers dwindled to critical levels by the early 20th century. Conservation efforts beginning in the 1940s started the bird on its long road to recovery in the wild. Today, their numbers and range may be at its greatest extent ever, and that's a fine thing. .8, just saying. I mean, this Native American species has been such a part of our country's tradition. Wild turkeys prefer mixed hardwood and conifer forests. Their range extends throughout the eastern and midwestern United States and some limited parts of Mexico and the western mountain areas. Unlike their domesticated cousins, wild turkeys can fly, although not usually for very long distances, typically limited to less than a quarter mile. They have good eyesight but poor night vision, so they usually roost in trees overnight to avoid predation. Turkeys can, however, protect themselves, especially males, using their sharp barbed spurs as an effective weapon to discourage would-be predators. While it's not true that Benjamin Franklin officially petitioned Congress to make the wild turkey our national symbol, he did write a letter to his daughter Sarah, wherein he stated that he thought the bald eagle to be a bird of bad moral character, sometimes robbing other birds and animals of their kills or eating carrion. He told her that the turkey, a true Native American, was a bird of honor and courage that would endeavor to defend against a whole British regiment should they attempt to invade its farmyard or nesting grounds. And the wild turkey might therefore be a better national symbol. Native Americans used the bird as a food source, yet most revered it, attributing to it special powers and mystical significance. In some tribes, only the chief could wear turkey feathers on his headdress. Of course, surviving accounts from the Plymouth colony settlers do indicate that turkey was often on the menu at feasts and special occasions, so no doubt it would have been part of the fare on that first Thanksgiving, along with native corn and squash, and quite frankly, most likely seafood would have been part of such a feast taking place in coastal New England. The Pilgrims celebrated the first Thanksgiving after their first harvest in the New World in October 1621. This feast lasted 3 days, and written accounts indicate there were 90 Native Americans, 53 pilgrims in attendance, and no doubt there were a number of turkeys also on the menu. By the way, Thanksgiving has been celebrated nationally since 1789 with a proclamation by President George Washington. President Abraham Lincoln in 1863 proclaimed it a national holiday of Thanksgiving to be celebrated on the last Thursday in November, as we still do to this day. And as we may have already discussed, before the Wild Turkey Distillery had been created, one of its founding members took some samples on the now ready product along on a turkey hunting outing, where the participants all marveled at the whiskey and later referred to it as that Wild Turkey whiskey. And so that's how the distiller's brand name eventually came to be. I would say that Wild Turkey whiskeys are worthy of their namesake. Native to America, bold without being too aggressive, confident and full of autumn color and spice, with a spirited disposition. So give one a try this Thanksgiving holiday. There are many varied bourbon and rye offerings to choose from, and we can say quite confidently that few, if any, will disappoint our viewers. On behalf of the Whiskey Roundtable, let us wish you all a happy Thanksgiving. 2020 has been a tough year in so many ways. We hope you all can gather responsibly with those who matter the most and extend those feelings of gratitude for what we have that's truly important. This is Douglas Dunbar, the Whiskey Wizard, for the Whiskey Roundtable. Cheers, happy turkey, and now back to the live show.
All right, kids.
All right, kids, we are back.
We
Right.
are back.
So we had a few conversations going on.
Oh, we had many conversations. So what do you got on the scroll,
This
kids?
is why we get so distracted, because we start having our own little conversations going on here. Jennifer Boggs loves her new nickname, by the way, Booker Boggs.
We will never acknowledge you as Jennifer Boggs ever again. So make sure you got.
Well, it might depend on the circumstance, but
That's it.
yeah.
So
And-
Booker Boggs.
Booker
That's your
Boggs.
new name. That's all I want to see on the scroll.
Booker Boggs, and she has a little known fact out
Oh.
here that turkeys actually eat nut skins.
Why do you have to bring that up?
Who knew, girl? Come on.
I'll have to incorporate that in the remake of that someday. But
Amen.
You always got to put in nut skins. Come on. It's just not a show if we don't talk about nut skins.
How about them titties?
Damn titties. Phil Weaver's laughing. We are twisted. All right, guys. So we are almost at the half hour. Do we have anything we want to chat about before we?
I have nothing for today.
okay.
All right.
Well, it's not enough time to do any news, so we'll go ahead and get into our closing.
Let's do it.
So, the Whiskey Roundtable, we want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving, of course, and we're going to be off for a few weekends here. We'll announce we're going to do 2 more shows this year in the December time frame. I think we have to decide on the exact dates that we're going to air those shows, but there'll be at least 2 more coming up, and we'll kind of ring in the holidays with you guys, and hopefully we have some fun episodes to do for that. So again, we'll look to see you then, and we ask that you go ahead and make sure that if you do miss the show live, that you go ahead and watch, because remember, it's all those views that help us keep this going. And so anyway, it's been a good 29 episodes so far. We got a few more left for this year. So
All right, kids.
Closing quotes?
closing quotes. Well, this comes from the I thought we were going to mention him earlier, but Hunter S. Thompson, who was
You know, I
Big-
did
yeah.
before, so I
He's
did
a-
mention him tonight.
he's
yeah.
a writer that was known for his
He loves his
affinity
wild
for
turkey.
wild turkey, and he said, Wild turkey, whiskey, and cigars are essential to the maintenance of human life. So,
Amen.
He knew his stuff right
Sure
there.
did. All right, kids. We done?
we are done.
And we're
All right.
out.
All right, kids. Listen, thank you for watching tonight. The wild turkey was fantastic. We really enjoyed it. And Booker Boggs, excuse me. Listen, what happens? So
What
anyway,
happened was-
thanks for watching the show, of course.
And
You
if
all
you're-
have a very happy Thanksgiving. Be safe. Safe travels. Be aware of your surroundings. And we'll catch you another day. Until then, we are the Whiskey Roundtable. Big J.
Don't forget to see us at Cleveland Whiskey tomorrow. I'm Helen Keller.
Doug Dunbar.
All right, kids. We'll catch you. We'll catch you in a couple weeks. Love you guys. Be safe.
So
Bye.
long.
If whiskey stopped working, every bar in town would be closing their doors, shutting down. Everybody would be trapped with their thoughts, 'cause nothing numbs the pain like bourbon or scotch. Oh no, oh no, no. If whiskey stopped working, where the hell would I be? Probably wasting lots of money trying therapy. If whiskey stopped working, what the hell would I do? Honestly, to tell you the truth, I wouldn't be over you. If whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, oh, whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped. Poor Jack D would be out of a job. Jameson and Bean would be cut off. Hank Williams songs wouldn't make any sense. Yeah, this whole damn world would be a mess. Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. If whiskey stopped working, where the hell would I be? Probably wasting lots of money trying therapy. If whiskey stopped working, what the hell would I do? Honestly, to tell you the truth, I wouldn't be over you. If whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped working, oh, whiskey stopped working, if whiskey stopped, oh. If whiskey stopped working, where the hell would I be? Probably halfway out of this town, leaving Tennessee. If whiskey stopped working, what the hell would I do? Honestly, to tell you the truth, I never get over you. Whiskey stopped